Marcus Aurelius, the last of Rome's 5 good emperors, stands as an enduring symbol of Stoic wisdom and moral integrity. His reign from 161 to 180 AD marked a period of significant military and political challenges and the emergence of one of the most profound legacies in philosophical thought. Despite his unparalleled power as one of the world's most influential figures of his time, Aurelius was not swayed by the allure of absolute authority or indulgence. Instead, he chose a path of virtue, discipline, and service to the greater good. This conscious dedication to living a moral life set him apart from other leaders and solidified his reputation as a ruler and philosopher. Central to his contributions is Meditations, an intimate collection of reflections and personal guidance penned as a source of strength during his rule. Far from being merely theoretical, these writings offer an actionable guide on how to live thoughtfully and endure life's inevitable hardships with composure. They emphasize the importance of cultivating a clear and disciplined mind, embracing a cosmic perspective, and remaining steadfast in virtue even amidst external chaos. For Marcus Aurelius, clear thinking was not a luxury but an essential component of leadership and personal resilience. The essence of Stoicism, championed by Aurelius, transcends time with its profound simplicity and applicability. This philosophy urges individuals to act naturally, prioritize inner judgment over fleeting external validations, and maintain mental fortitude regardless of life's challenges. In a world where distractions and emotional turbulence are commonplace, understanding how to think clearly and rationally has never been more crucial. Adopting the lessons derived from Marcus Aurelius' Meditations allows one to begin navigating modern life's complexities with a renewed sense of purpose and tranquility. Lesson 1. Cultivate the power of perception. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." At the heart of Stoicism is the belief that perception shapes reality. This means that while we cannot control the events around us, we can profoundly control how we perceive and react to them. In our daily lives, we encounter an unending stream of experiences, interactions, and challenges, all of which we instinctively judge, labeling them as good, bad, enjoyable, or unfortunate. These judgments, though natural, often cloud our ability to see the truth of situations and can tether our peace of mind to fleeting external circumstances. Cultivating perception is about stepping back and reevaluating these automatic responses. Imagine facing a setback at work, such as being overlooked for a promotion. The immediate reaction might be disappointment, resentment, or self-doubt. However, through the lens of Stoic thought, this event can be reframed. An opportunity to build resilience, seek growth elsewhere, or deepen one's understanding of actual worth that does not rely on external acknowledgement. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that harm comes not from the event, but from how we interpret it. When we choose not to let negative interpretations govern us, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Training perception is not about denying reality or forcing oneself into unquestioning optimism, but understanding that initial impressions can be misleading. The Stoics called for deliberate, conscious analysis, urging us to question the foundations of our judgments. When we label a problematic conversation as stressful or a day filled with tasks as overwhelming, we essentially allow emotions to dictate the narrative. Instead, pause and ask, is this rational? Is there another way to see this situation that brings clarity rather than confusion? By doing so, we take control of our inner world, ensuring it is guided by reason rather than reaction. Marcus Aurelius believed that training perception enables us to face life's inevitable struggles with a mind that remains steady and untroubled. He advised practicing the art of undoing judgments, looking beyond surface impressions to see the more profound truth. This shift in perspective helps dismantle exaggerated metaphors that inflate difficulties, such as thinking, this failure is catastrophic, and replacing them with more grounded assessments like, this setback is a chance to learn. The more we practice this, the more we equip ourselves with the mental fortitude to approach life as it is, without the added weight of irrational judgment. Cultivating perception means embracing that while we cannot control everything around us, we can master how we interpret and respond. In doing so, we discover a clarity that brings peace, resilience, and a more profound engagement with life's realities. Lesson 2. Mastering emotional control. Marcus Aurelius advised, stop letting your emotions override what your mind tells you. An instruction that forms a cornerstone of Stoic practice. Emotions are powerful and integral to the human experience. Yet when left unchecked, they have the potential to cloud our judgment and disrupt rational thinking. The Stoics did not advocate for suppressing emotions, but rather for their thoughtful management. They understood that emotions like anger, fear, and anxiety, if allowed to dominate, can skew our perception of reality and lead us down paths dictated by impulse rather than reasoned choice. To think clearly, one must cultivate the ability to manage emotions with intention. Consider a moment of intense frustration, perhaps when a trusted friend betrays your confidence. The immediate surge of anger may provoke responses driven by hurt, such as harsh words or severing ties impulsively. Yet, Marcus Aurelius and the Stoics would urge a pause. They would counsel, asking themselves, will this response help or hinder my well-being? Will it repair the situation or worsen it? Emotional control involves acknowledging the emotion, not denying its existence, but responding in a way that reflects thoughtful deliberation instead of raw reaction. The practice of redirecting emotions is essential. It is not about pretending that pain or disappointment does not exist, but using these experiences to foster growth. Anger can be an opportunity to exercise patience, while anxiety can push us to prepare thoroughly and embrace challenges. For instance, fear of failure before a significant presentation might initially seem paralyzing, yet it can be transformed into motivation to refine your preparation and anticipate potential questions. The Stoics believe that within every emotional experience lies a choice, to react without forethought or to respond with wisdom and self-control. Marcus Aurelius faced numerous trials during his reign, wars, plagues, and personal betrayals. Through these, he embodied the principle of emotional control by not allowing anger or despair to dictate his actions. Instead, he channeled his energy toward constructive and rational leadership. This approach is not about detachment but alignment with one's highest values and long-term goals. When emotions are not allowed to steer the ship, the mind remains steady, focused, and capable of seeing situations for what they indeed are. Developing emotional control, therefore, requires practice and self-reflection. Journaling can be a helpful tool, allowing you to reflect on past experiences, identify emotional triggers, and assess how your responses align with your values. Over time, this practice reinforces the ability to pause and choose how to respond to intense emotions. The Stoics taught that by mastering emotions, we free ourselves from their grip and find greater mental clarity and peace. In doing so, we live not at the mercy of momentary impulses, but guided by the steady light of reason and virtue. Lesson 3. Practice the dichotomy of control. Marcus Aurelius stated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This insight underpins one of the most essential teachings in Stoicism, the dichotomy of control. This principle highlights the importance of distinguishing between what is within our power and what lies beyond it. Knowing where to focus our energy can provide a profound sense of calm and clarity in a world filled with uncertainties and variables beyond our reach. Recognizing this division empowers individuals to channel their efforts wisely, nurturing resilience and mental fortitude. At its core, the dichotomy of control teaches us that while external circumstances, such as the behavior of others, natural events, or outcomes of our efforts, are beyond our control, our responses, decisions, and mindset remain entirely ours to command. For example, consider the disappointment of failing to secure a job despite diligent preparation and an outstanding interview. While the outcome is outside your sphere of control, how you interpret and respond to that outcome is not. You can dwell on the perceived injustice or use it to motivate you to improve and prepare for future opportunities. The Stoics believe that focusing solely on what is controllable enables individuals to navigate life with greater peace. When we waste mental energy on circumstances we cannot change, we invite frustration, anxiety, and discontent. But when we align our efforts with what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and choices, we cultivate an unshakable foundation. This practice is not about complacency, but about strategic and thoughtful action. By accepting that the universe will unfold as it must, and that our role is to respond with wisdom, we allow space for growth and adaptability. The concept of amor fati, or love of fate, closely ties to this lesson. It is the Stoic art of embracing everything that happens as necessary and beneficial, regardless of initial appearances. Imagine missing a flight, which may seem disastrous at first. By shifting perspective and embracing the outcome, one may discover an unexpected opportunity, whether a moment of needed rest or a chance to reconnect with oneself. The dichotomy of control asks us to acknowledge life's uncertainties and engage with them not as victims but as active, resilient participants. In practice, this principle requires continuous self-awareness. When you encounter stress or frustration, pause and ask, "Is this something I can control? If not, how can I redirect my focus?" This simple mental exercise can change how you approach challenges and maintain your mental equilibrium. Marcus Aurelius faced countless uncontrollable situations as emperor: wars, political strife, and personal loss. His meditations reflect a commitment to accepting what he could not change while directing his energy toward what he could, leading with virtue and wisdom. By practicing the dichotomy of control, we liberate ourselves from the constant turmoil of external demands. We anchor our peace not in fleeting circumstances, but in the steady assurance that our responses remain our own regardless of what life presents. In doing so, we discover an unyielding strength that enables us to walk through life's storms with grace and clarity. Lesson 4. Uphold virtue as your guide. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Dig deep within yourself, for there is a fountain of goodness ever ready to flow if you keep digging." This profound insight underscores the Stoic commitment to living a virtuous life. In Stoic philosophy, virtue is not merely an abstract ideal, but the foundation of rational living. The guiding principle allows one to navigate life with integrity, wisdom, and resilience. When life presents challenges or uncertainty, holding steadfast to virtue ensures that decisions and actions remain aligned with what is just and reasonable. The Stoics defined virtue through 4 cardinal pillars: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Each plays an essential role in fostering clear thinking and sound judgment. Wisdom is the ability to discern what is good, bad, or neutral, enabling us to act thoughtfully and not be swayed by impulses or emotions. It empowers us to choose actions that reflect our highest values, even in difficult situations. Justice extends this discernment outward, urging us to treat others fairly and contribute to the common good. The Stoics believe that by acting justly, one not only strengthens one's moral character but also reinforces the interconnectedness of all humanity. Courage is equally vital. It is not the absence of fear but the commitment to act rightly in its presence. Courage calls for perseverance, especially when circumstances are daunting or outcomes uncertain. Through courage, one rises above hesitation and takes actions that reflect steadfast resolve. Lastly, temperance, or moderation, ensures balance in all aspects of life. It is the practice of self-control that prevents overindulgence and hasty reactions, fostering steadiness and long-term well-being. Temperance allows one to remain centered, choosing neither excess nor deficiency but the balanced path that sustains harmony. Adhering to these virtues equips individuals with a framework to withstand life's turbulence. When faced with personal setbacks, the virtuous person asks, "What would wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance dictate at this moment?" For example, when you must deliver difficult feedback to a colleague, wisdom guides you to choose your words thoughtfully, justice ensures you speak fairly, somewhat rage helps you confront discomfort, and temperance reminds you to maintain composure. In the Stoic view, acting virtuously is the most rational path to a fulfilled life. It brings an inner tranquility that external achievements or material possessions cannot replicate. Marcus Aurelius observed that when one's actions stem from virtue, peace follows naturally because virtue aligns with the nature of the universe. Acting against virtue, on the other hand, invites internal conflict and unrest, as it strays from the harmony that Stoicism seeks. Therefore, embracing virtue as your guide means choosing what is right, even when challenging, and upholding a standard of conduct that benefits oneself and the larger world. This pursuit of moral excellence does not promise immunity from challenges, but it ensures that no matter the outcome, you can look back on your choices with a clear conscience and a calm mind. Practicing virtue in daily life elevates not only one's character but also enriches one's understanding of what it means to live meaningfully and purposefully. Lesson 5. Embrace the big picture. Marcus Aurelius reflected, "How beautifully Plato put it. Whenever you want to talk about people, it's best to take a bird's-eye view and see everything all at once." This wisdom encourages stepping back and considering life in its entirety rather than being consumed by individual moments. Amid challenges, it is easy to become so narrowly focused on the immediate that we lose sight of the broader context. Stoicism teaches that embracing the big picture can bring clarity, reduce stress, and foster a deeper understanding of what truly matters. Seeing life from a panoramic perspective requires a conscious shift from the specific to the universal. When faced with a difficult decision or a stressful situation, ask yourself, how significant will this be in a year or even 5 years? This question repositions immediate worries within a larger frame, often revealing that what feels overwhelming at the moment is, in fact, transient and manageable. For instance, a conflict at work or a failed project may initially seem monumental, but when viewed as a part of a lifelong journey, its importance often diminishes. This practice fosters a sense of proportion, empowering you to approach problems with greater calm and resilience. The Stoics emphasize that understanding our smallness in the grand scheme of the world and time allows us to let go of unnecessary anxieties. Aurelius advised that stepping back helps one remember that our experiences, both joyous and painful, are fleeting pieces of a much larger story. This perspective shift nurtures humility and acceptance. It reminds us that while we may face personal challenges, the world continues, vast and indifferent. Recognizing this can be liberating. It urges us to participate fully in life without becoming trapped by the illusion of permanence or the weight of transient setbacks. Moreover, considering the big picture isn't only about reducing stress and making more informed and meaningful choices. When we pause to reflect on how our actions align with long-term goals or contribute to others, we make decisions that uphold our values and foster collective well-being. This perspective extends beyond personal gain and considers how one's actions impact the community and the world. The Stoics believe that cultivating this expansive view gives insight into what deserves attention and energy. To practice this, take moments of reflection throughout the day. Whether through journaling or meditative walks, ask questions that guide your thinking toward the larger narrative. How does this choice contribute to my growth? How does it affect those around me? Am I allowing temporary emotions to cloud my judgment? Marcus Aurelius journaled to remind himself of the vastness of existence and to reinforce his commitment to living in harmony with nature and reason. Adopting the big-picture mindset transforms how one navigates daily life. Instead of being swept away by momentary frustrations or desires, you remain anchored in a sense of purpose and interconnectedness. This approach brings mental clarity and enriches life with a more profound understanding of peace and direction. It helps one accept the ebb and flow of existence while staying committed to actions that reflect wisdom and virtue. In doing so, you can step back from the chaos, view the world as a unified whole, and walk through life with greater freedom and understanding. Application and reflection. Integrating the lessons of Stoicism into daily life requires not just understanding but practical application and reflection. The teachings of Marcus Aurelius are not meant to remain confined to abstract philosophical thought. They are designed to be lived and experienced. Applying these lessons begins with mindful awareness, a conscious effort to pause and reflect on how our thoughts, actions, and reactions align with the principles of clear thinking and virtue. One effective method for fostering this awareness is the practice of daily journaling, an exercise Marcus Aurelius himself engaged in as he composed meditations. Writing offers a powerful space to explore thoughts, assess emotional responses, and examine the motivations behind actions. By taking the time to document challenges and how they were navigated, whether with virtue, wisdom, or emotional control, you create a tangible record of growth. This therapeutic practice acts as a mirror, revealing patterns and progress that might otherwise go unnoticed. Another practical application is to incorporate Stoic questioning into moments of decision-making. Simple yet profound questions can guide actions toward rationality and virtue. Am I viewing this situation emotionally, or have I assessed it rationally? What aspect of this is within my control, and what must I release? What would a virtuous response look like? By pausing to ask these questions before acting, you create a habit of responding with thoughtful deliberation rather than an impulsive reaction. Reflection is also enhanced by moments of solitude, where one steps back from the rush of daily responsibilities to consider the broader implications of choices and behaviors. Taking walks, practicing deep breathing, or engaging in quiet contemplation allows the mind to process experiences without the clutter of external distractions. During these moments, one can review the day's events, evaluate the effectiveness of emotional control, and acknowledge areas that need strengthening. Marcus Aurelius frequently highlighted that reflection should not be a tool for self-criticism but for self-improvement. It is not about judging oneself harshly, but understanding that every day is an opportunity to realign with Stoic ideals. This perspective promotes compassion toward oneself while maintaining the resolve to do better. When setbacks occur, when emotions override reason or actions and stray from virtue, it is crucial to approach them with curiosity rather than condemnation. Ask, what can I learn from this moment, and how can it prepare me for future challenges? Ultimately, applying and reflecting on these lessons leads to a life of greater clarity, resilience, and fulfillment. By committing to these practices, individuals move beyond passive understanding and into active living, embodying Stoic principles that strengthen the mind and fortify the spirit. This daily discipline ensures that Marcus Aurelius's philosophy is admired and lived, enabling us to face the complexities of modern life with the steadiness, wisdom, and inner peace that Stoicism promises. Conclusion. Embracing the teachings of Marcus Aurelius and the principles of Stoicism invites us into a transformative journey where clarity, rationality, and virtue are our guiding lights. These lessons, training perception, mastering emotional control, understanding the dichotomy of control, upholding virtue, and seeing the big picture, are philosophical ideals and essential tools for navigating life's complexities with grace and strength. They remind us that while life may present challenges beyond our control, our responses remain our most significant power. Through practice and reflection, we learn to align our actions with wisdom and maintain an inner peace that transcends external circumstances. The path of Stoicism is not one of perfection, but of continuous progress. Each day presents opportunities to apply these lessons, adapt to new understandings, and grow resilient. Through this commitment, we build a life marked not by fleeting emotions or external validation, but by steady purpose and enduring fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius' words guide us to a higher standard of living, not solely for ourselves, but for the betterment of those around us and the world. If you found these insights meaningful and wish to deepen your understanding of Stoic philosophy and personal growth, consider subscribing to our channel. Join a community that values timeless wisdom and seeks to apply it in modern life. By subscribing, you'll access more content designed to inspire, educate, and empower you to become your most rational, virtuous self. Thank you for watching, and remember, the journey to clear thinking and inner strength is worth pursuing daily.